الآن وصلت إلى ميسي ليونيل الله كيف
Welcome to Three the Hard Way Sports Podcast from three guys who talked sports together over lunch for over 10 years, probably eating a Fudgy the Whale in that time.
Welcome to Three the Hard Way Sports Podcast. I'm Bryan Galloway here with, from Rumson, New Jersey, Alex Shanley. How are you, Alex?
I'm good. Watching a lot of soccer, getting back into baseball, but I'm doing good.
Getting back into baseball? You actually left it for a while?
Well, with all the soccer, I was watching like 3 games a day. So
yeah, I know.
I wasn't watching the Yankees at all.
You're watching the WNBA most of the time. Okay.
No.
And from Parts Unknown, we have Michael Pippersek. How are you, Mike?
Doing great. Also watching a lot of soccer and still not watching baseball.
Okay. Well, the hot topic of the day, and it's really want to be right now and talk about is the failure of the U.S. soccer team, and the fact that whether it was a failure, we can talk about this. Maybe it wasn't a failure, but the fact that what happened with the U.S. soccer team, Policic.
Christian Policic.
Okay. Christian Policic and his troubles and the things that came afterwards and his comments and the coach. What do you think is going to happen? So let's talk about that. Who wants to go first? Because I will be very candid afterwards, but I'll let you guys go first.
Alex, you kick it off. I'm going to let Alex kick it off.
You want me to start?
Oh, yeah.
So I think I said this in previous podcasts, right? Like, as you play better teams, they can make you look really bad. And Belgium, 8th ranked in the world, is a much better team, and they made us look bad. Now, should they have? No, I don't think they should have. I didn't think they were playing that well in the World Cup. And I thought the U.S. had a lot more momentum playing at home, and, they were playing well. But it's not like, basketball or, some other sports that you can kind of do things to really make yourself look good. I mean, if you're playing a better team and they're on that day, you're going to look bad. And
why were they not ready, though, Alex? Why were they not ready for this team?
Well, what does that mean? Why were they not ready?
It seems to me like they just were unprepared.
Well, but again, that's what I'm saying. Like the sport of soccer, this is my belief, right? My opinion. When you play somebody that's really good, they're going to make you look worse than you are. And Belgium did that, right? Like they were on the front foot the whole game. They were pushing. They narrowed the field, right? They said, we're going to take on Christian Policic on defense. We're going to pressure Tim Ream on defense. And that's what we're going to do. And they did it all game long. And the U.S. didn't have players to put in to stop that. And, they were able to get pressure whenever they wanted against those players on defense. And on offense, we weren't passing the ball well. Why? Because Belgium was pressuring every pass that we made. And so it really makes you look a lot worse than you actually are. Or it is what you are, right? They're 8th in the world. We're, 17th or something.
17th,
yeah. So, they're significantly better. And, saying, they sat their best players, Lukaku and Kevin De Bruyne, they realized after game 3 in the group stage, we're better with our younger guys.
Yeah, and I think that was
Doku didn't play early, but I think the feeling was, Belgium went with a younger team that was going to be more energetic, that was going to be able to run at Tim Ream and run at Christian Policic on the defensive side. And they did that. And Robinson had, it was either Ream helping Robinson or Policic. And, he's a very good player, but when you have world-class players attacking you constantly, it wasn't going to be the best result. And, look, Policic did not play well. Dest did not play well.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
And even if, I think, even if we said, okay, they played well, or they played better, are we still going to change? Well, is it going to be 4-2? I mean, so
Yeah, but 4-2, I would have been okay. I mean, so to me, it almost seemed like they were a deer with headlights there, and each of the first two goals. Okay, I'm not going to talk about the goalie error, but the first two goals just seemed to me like they were really big defensive mix-ups. It seemed like they were unorganized. I don't know. From a casual observer, again, I'm not an expert. I'm far from an expert, but I'm watching this, they're trying to grow soccer. It was not a great advertisement to watch this.
Yeah, well, once they got down 1-0, right, now you have to press, right, because now you have to score. And when you press, you open yourself up for counterattack and giving up more goals. It's just the way it is. And if you watch a lot of soccer, the better games are the games that somebody scores early, because then it opens up the field. Like the Spain-Portugal game was a terrible game to watch because nobody was pressing, nobody was pushing. Spain was they were looking for the perfect pass to try to score a goal against Portugal, and it didn't come until the 80 whatever minute. So, soccer is almost better when somebody scores early. Now, when the U.S. started to press and they started to push forward, that's when they got themselves in trouble, because now you're pushing more guys forward and you're vulnerable to the counterattack. And Belgium was very good at that. It was a tough day. It was definitely a tough day. No excuses. We should have played better. We should have done better, but.
Well, after Tillman scored, it looked like they were celebrating too much, because the next goal was right afterwards. It was like almost they didn't even have a chance to relax.
Yeah.
And it was almost like, oh hey, now we're doing it. We caught up. We're tied up, and oops, and I don't know. That just
it
was just nuts. And
yeah, it was a bad game for us for sure.
Well, so here's another thing. Who do you think played well in that last game? Besides, Balogun maybe. I don't. Who played well of the group?
Well, Tillman had a good game.
Yeah,
and I think Chris Richards had a better game. I don't think it was his best game, but I think he played okay. Tyler Adams played well. He basically is a defensive midfielder, so he's basically in charge of taking the ball from the fullbacks and getting the play started up front or relieving pressure on the attack. He played okay. I'm trying to go through my head. I don't think Policic had a good game.
Reem. No, he didn't
have a good game.
Yeah, he didn't have a good game. And again, he's 38. Limitations.
Robinson.
I think Robinson played okay. He's much better when he can be a more offensive player, and he had to play a lot of defense because, again, Policic was on his side, and I think he was having to cover for him a little bit on the defensive side because they want Policic to push forward. And, the times that Policic wasn't getting back is when we had the most pressure and the most, there were some goals off of that. So, Bulligan played okay, didn't have a lot of chances. So I like, Berhalter coming on. I think he added some energy.
He did. He they had the one shot that. Yeah. He had one awesome shot.
Reyna's like, he's got to refine his game a little bit more. I think he can be a starter if he does and kind of settles down a little bit. But I prefer Berhalter's energy coming off the bench over Reyna. But, I think they were both okay.
So who do you think is going to – is the coach going to come back? That's the one thing. Do you know that? You think he will? But also, who are the players who will be back next to 4 years from now is a long time, right? Anything can happen in 4 years. But in 4 years, are they going to – who's going to be back?
I think the majority of that team you're going to see is going to be back. Ream won't be back. It'll be interesting to see what happens with – what's that?
The goalie won't be back, I don't think.
Freeze, he's young.
But come on. He's mentally, I think he –
yeah.
I feel bad because up to that point, I thought he was playing very good.
Yeah.
He had a terrific save early. We should have been down a goal very early in that game. He made an incredible diving save with his left hand. That was a
but I still feel that somebody should have told him that somebody was behind him. Like I don't know how they how loud it was or whatever. But when an opposing player is behind the goalie and he didn't know the person was there, but there was a defender behind there. I think it was Ream, right? Wouldn't he have said like, "Hey, watch out" or something? I don't know.
But he just should have cleared the ball.
Yeah.
He just did it
He
down.
kicked
Just
the
get rid of
ground.
it. Just get rid of
Yeah,
it.
he kicked the ground for some reason. Yeah.
It was a disaster.
Yeah.
And then Tim Ream is falling all over himself as the shots being.
That was kind of a weird situation, right? It was like, oh, he's got it, and oh no, he doesn't. It was kind of an awkward save.
It was a strange game because, to Alex's point, Belgium's 8th in the world, and their golden generation of players is aging. The young players are pretty good. I mean, Yuri Tielemans is a very good player. Jeremy Doku, I was surprised that he wasn't starting, but I figured, Belgium thinks that they can play well with us in the first half, and then they bring on Doku in the second half. He's so fast, Jeremy Doku. I was like, okay, they're going to bring him in. He's just going to be running down the sideline, taking guys one-on-one that are a little bit fatigued. And De Bruyne, I was thinking, well, you start De Bruyne, you get a really great 60 minutes out of him. You take him off, and then you bring Lukaku in the last 25 minutes where he's so big and physical. He's going to wear down Tim Ream and Chris Richards and just overpower them. And I kind of feel like Belgium knew something that all of us optimistic U.S. fans didn't know, right? Belgium played very poorly through the group stage. I think they won 5-1 their last game to cruise into the knockout rounds. U.S. looked great against Paraguay. I think there was a lot of enthusiasm. We played well enough to win the group. But I think Belgium just came out, and I don't know that many people recall this, but we played Belgium in a friendly in March, and they hammered us 5-2. We scored early, fell behind 5-1, scored a late goal. So I think there was maybe some. I just thought like Bryan said, I just feel like we didn't meet the moment right from the beginning. We seemed like we were on our heels, and maybe that's.
Do you think all the drama? Do you think all the drama with? The red card that could have caused that, but I can't see that. So. I would have thought it would be the opposite, right?
No, that gave him motivation.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was. I mean, look, Belgium's very good, and they clearly deserve to win the game. So I don't know if it was that the U.S. maybe came in a little bit overconfident, and then the game started, and the speed and the power of Belgium just knocked them back. But I just thought we were really lacking in confidence throughout the game, and Policic, I think, turned over the ball 11 times or some crazy number.
Yeah.
And he
lost off the dribble like first 4 times he had it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was, I think, that was a concern I had with Policic. Once you got into these knockout games with these teams with bigger backs, he's a small guy, and I just was afraid that he was going to get overpowered by bigger guys, and that was probably part of it. And he's been injured, and he went down with an injury, and he took a lot of heat for taking himself out of the game. Landon Donovan says, "You would have had to drag me out of there." Well, today it comes out that
he had
but he's got a microfracture. So
yeah, well, I'd like to see the X-ray. I like to see the X-ray. It always seems to happen whenever, like LeBron James would always do that. Why'd you leave the game early? Oh, I had an injury. Like I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they're trying to cover up for him. He also released a statement, to counteract the one he had the other day. Like, okay, now I can go home and rest. Like how could you say that? You should have said, I apologize to our country for playing like a bum. I mean, I just don't know why he, but you know what? Other people on the team did say that. They said they apologized. They said we should have been better, and he didn't apologize like that. He kind of was like, oh well, it's not a big game anyway. I'm just going to go, I'll go rest now, and I just didn't like that attitude. I totally turned on that guy. I really liked him. But he has his own documentary on Netflix, and
Policic?
Yeah, you've never seen it? Nah. It's like a show. Like every week they have an episode.
Weston McKinney does too, doesn't he?
I don't know, but Policic has one, and it pumps him all up like he's this great, amazing person, and you watch it and you're kind of like, hey, this seems like a pretty good guy, but then I'm thinking, wow, this guy's kind of full of himself. By watching it, sometimes you say like, wow, this guy really, he thinks a lot of himself. He's making himself out to be this great person. So maybe he is that good. And then I saw in the first game of the tournament, he played that first 40 minutes when he was pretty much awesome. Might have been the best player on the field that game for the first 40 minutes. and then nothing since that point. So I don't know. I don't know about that guy. So you think he's going to be on the team next time?
Of course.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Really?
Of course.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think he deserves it.
He's the most skilled player on the team, I think.
Yeah.
He is.
Whatever happened to that guy, Freddie Adu?
He didn't do. That was
He
the
didn't
problem.
do? Yeah.
No, he wasn't very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are there any up and coming Americans that we can hope for, or are we in trouble?
Well, Diego Luna, I thought he should have made the team this year, and he's a great playmaker, and he's got a nose for the goal, and he's a smaller guy, but he's built and stocky, and he played in all the games leading up to it. He just didn't make the last cut, 26-man team. So, but yeah, the U.S. always has guys coming up, and the wild cards are the guys that come from overseas, right? That like Balogun and Tillman and those guys that oh, well, my dad was a serviceman in Germany, and I want to play for the U.S. And so the U.S. is always kind of looking for those players, as is every other country. So those guys are more the wild cards. But I think if Pochettino stays, I think you're going to see the same team pretty much intact. Where we need help on the back line. We need another dynamic center back, which we had. Is that guy hurt, Mike? I can't remember his name. Big, tall guy.
Not Matt Miazga.
No, I can't remember. I'll look it up. But I think if we get better, get a really talented center back, that would be a huge help. And then, if Dest and Tyler Adams continue to mature and Policic gets better, maybe we get a little bit more size. Weston McKinney's a great player. We get a little more size in the midfield. I think we know we have Balogun up top. I think, they're moving in the right direction.
How is Policic going to get better?
Well, he plays in one of the best leagues in the world.
No, I know, but is his skill set? He's probably at his peak skill set right now. He's not going to get better.
No. I mean, you definitely get better. I mean, distribute the ball better, know when to attack, different ways to attack. I think you can always learn and get better. I mean, look at Messi and Ronaldo and those guys, they're playing amazingly at an advanced age.
It is amazing how well those guys play.
Yeah. And Mbappe's going to blow them all away. I mean, he's going to blow all of those records away. It's not even going to be close. So,
yeah. No, again, it's opened my eyes to a lot of things. I really wanted the U.S. team to do well, and I feel that people say this, so I'm not the first one to bring this up. Is it's every 4 years a lot of Americans focus on soccer, or they think they're a soccer expert, and then they're not anymore for a while until the next World Cup. But here I know I'm not an expert, but I could tell you I love this tournament, and I love the fact that the U.S. gave me some kind of hope, and then it got shot. Right.
Well, that's the history, right? Yeah. Like we're good enough to get to the round of 16, but it's when it comes to beating a top 10 team, that's when we fail, and that's the next hurdle to get over, is being able to beat a top 10 team, because that's what you have to be able to do to advance beyond the round of 16.
Who are the top 10? Go start. France,
Argentina, Spain, England, Brazil, Morocco, Portugal, Belgium, the Netherlands, Mexico. Mexico is probably 10.
Okay, well, we could beat Mexico, right? But that's about the only thing we could beat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now Norway's not in the top 10.
No. They've never performed well, and this is their first tournament where they have done extremely well. So, I mean, they usually don't make the World Cup.
Yeah.
They usually don't qualify. So, but they have, the beast in Victor Holland, and they have a great, what's the midfielder's name, Mike? He's a great player from Norway.
It's Odegaard from Arsenal.
Yeah, Odegaard is great.
They've got great players in the right positions. The goal scorer, center midfielder, and the goalie's been very good for them in this tournament as well.
Yeah. And they'll get better. They just seem to produce athletes out there.
Maybe we can get that blonde guy to defect to the United States.
Holland, I don't think so.
And then Norway's also got Oscar Bob, who plays for Manchester City, I believe. He's another very good player. Wing for them, yeah. So there's some talent out there, but they've got England in the quarterfinal. That should be a really interesting game.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean so here's my thing, that the England Mexico game was amazing. That game, it was a highest ranked game, right? It was it's so far the highest ranked game. That was an amazing match. It was riveting the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great game.
Great.
It was literally like a hockey game, right? It was crazy.
Yeah, the crowd was great. It was a great atmosphere. I mean, I thought, when I was watching the U.S. game, I was like, man, we need a guy with an attitude like Jude Bellingham, because in that Mexico game, he was just locked in, and every time you looked at his face, he looked so focused and intense on the game. I said, this guy's not going to allow them to lose. He was brilliant.
Yeah, he's an amazing player. He's an amazing player.
So good.
Now, what happened with did one of their players get suspended or something?
Red card and 2 game suspension. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this came after that. He got the red card during the game, right?
Yes.
Why did he get a 2 game suspension instead of a 1 game suspension?
Because of the infraction. So he came in with basically he was coming in for a tackle, and his leg hit the ball, and his foot was up. And if your cleats are exposed, right, the bottom of your shoe is exposed, and you hit a player, it's a much more serious infraction than stepping on a player's toe.
Oh, okay.
So they consider that a much more serious infraction. You could be suspended for 3 games. I mean, there's...
So the only way he'd play again is if they make the final, then? Is that basically it?
Yeah, sounds like it.
That's just probably not going to happen. Okay. Is he good?
I don't think he's one of their top players.
Okay.
But I don't know him that well. But
yeah, I was surprised to see that he made the team. Gerald Kwanzaa. I was like, I don't even know this guy. So I was a little bit surprised, but he's starting. But I mean, Thomas Tuchel seems to have made all the right moves, all the right picks right now. I think there were some questions about the roster that they selected for England, some of the guys that they left home, but it's been working for them. So I'm really eager to see how they do against Norway on Saturday. I would say they're the favorite. A lot of these guys obviously know each other. Erling Haaland plays in England, so he knows all these guys. And I think I'm actually really curious to see the goalie matchup, because Norway's goalie has been excellent in the tournament, and then Jordan Pickford, who I get to watch every weekend playing for Everton, has made some incredible saves and made a couple of huge ones in the Mexico game.
Yeah, Pickford is awesome. Yeah, I can tell why you like him.
Oh.
He was so what was amazing to me is he made a couple plays where he jumped over people and punched the ball away. I mean, it was just that amazing how he could jump and then find that ability to do that. He was really, really, that was really cool. I liked watching him play a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, with that, suspension of Kwanzaa, I don't know who else they've got back there. I know one of the backs they have is Reece James, but he's been dealing with a hamstring injury, so I don't know who replaces him, and if that allows Norway to kind of run a little bit freer down that flank and put a lot more pressure on England. But and Harry Kane has been terrific for England.
Harry Kane's been terrific.
You got 2 elite strikers.
Even though Alex said he's washed up. Yeah, I know.
No. Alex has been very impressed with Harry Kane.
Yes, yeah.
But
really Jude Bellingham is carrying that team.
Oh man, he is so good, because he plays now for Real Madrid, so I don't really get to watch him play much. He's an outstanding player. I mean, he's just been so good.
Smart player.
Yeah.
Harry Maguire may be on a flight. You never know, Mike.
Can you add a guy? You can't add a guy.
No, I don't think you can.
That'd be something.
I don't think you can. I don't think you.
It's like the playoff roster. Now, I have to ask Alex, because Bryan, you teased this earlier. Going back to the U.S., do you think Pochettino is going to stay?
I think it's going to be his decision. I mean, I think they're going to want him back, and I think he just has to decide if he wants to stay. I think it's a good gig to have, right? You basically get, it's 2 years off, right? Yeah. And then you have to start.
What do they pay him? What do they pay him?
$6 million.
$6 million a year.
Yeah. And supposedly, U.S. Soccer didn't want to pay him, and 2 billionaires funded it.
Really?
Yeah, because they wanted him. So I think if he wants to stay, he's going to be able to stay. is my guess. But I'd like him back just for consistency purposes. Like, you don't want to introduce a new coach and a new system, and then he's gonna, just like Pochettino did with like, oh, I'm picking this goalkeeper, and everyone's
I think
like,
the players like him. I think he seems like the players really like him. So
yeah, but he's never won anything, right? As a coach, has he, Mike? I mean, I don't know.
He got them to a Champions League final once when he was at Tottenham. That's
Tottenham.
it. He got brought into PSG after that because he was kind of unceremoniously let go at Tottenham. He was doing well, getting them into the Champions League, consistent top 5 finish, but couldn't win the Premier League, which, look, was a very big challenge when you had the likes of Manchester City there. So he went to PSG, which seemed like, okay, you're going to be able to win the Champions League. And he won League One, which is not a great league in France. But yeah, couldn't get over the finish line. So he might be one of those coaches that's a very good manager but can't get you over the hump. So yeah, but look, in the U.S., I think it's very hard to get over that hump because, like you were saying, getting to the round of 16 is kind of expected, but it's kind of seeming like it's the ceiling now because we are just not at the same level as those other top 10 teams. The ones you named, those top 10 teams, we couldn't beat any of those teams. Right?
Yeah. Well, probably Mexico we could. But
yes,
we've been beating them like a drum roll.
Yeah, but the rest, I mean.
Yeah, but the difference maker this World Cup was Balogun, right? Like we never had that big striker. Mm-hmm. So if we have that, and he sticks, right? Mm-hmm. And we have to build the center back position. I think if we do that and get another bulky midfielder, I think we can maybe challenge to win one of those games. But it comes down to technique and tactics and all that stuff. Yeah. And technically, Belgium, you just saw Belgium play, and you know what? These other top teams are going to make Belgium look silly. France, Spain, Argentina, possibly. They could make Belgium look silly if Belgium advances.
Well, France is a powerhouse. So but Spain looks like a powerhouse too. I assume those are the two best teams. Now they're going to meet before the final, right?
Yeah, they would meet in the semifinal, which to me is a shame because I think they're the two best. Obviously, Argentina is great and all, but and Spain plays tomorrow against Belgium, and I think, like Alex said, they're just going to possess the ball, move around. They just kind of poke and prod, and they look for that perfect pass, and that pass to score the goal against Portugal was perfect. I mean, it was like right off a restart. It was a foul, a restart, and they threaded the ball through, and Marino finished it coming off the bench. I mean, they're fun to watch because they really do move you around.
Yeah, it's almost like they have a cookie cutter because they have so many players that are about. They look a lot alike. It's amazing how it's hard to tell who's who, and they're all good. I didn't see. I was pretty amazed. I had never seen Spain that much. Where I was like, this whole team is good.
Yeah,
that's how France. I mean, France, but France. It's I don't know. It's a little bit different because you do have that one. You have two amazing players.
Three.
Yeah,
all three up front are incredible. Elise is fantastic. Dembele is great, and Mbappe is terrific. I mean,
and then they have that guy. Then they have that guy Rabbit, and then the other guy Cone, and that guy Cone and Rabbit and Cone. Those guys are good.
They're like a rap group.
Yeah,
Rabbit and Cone. Rabiot.
It's Rabiot, right? Rabiot. What's it?
Rabiot.
Yeah, I thought it was Rabbit for a while, and then
has he scored in the tournament? I'm not sure, but he has had some blistering shots.
Yeah.
I mean, like just a cannon of a leg. But
all he has is one assist. He has nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, he can't get it. He can't get it at the back of the net. But
yeah, he's gotten better too. He's got. Oh, and then today, Luca Dean, their left back, put one like just off the crossbar.
Yeah,
another former Everton player.
And they have a really good goalie. The France goalie's really good too.
Yeah, they're really good. I mean, they're fun to watch just because they're so dynamic with the ball, and then Spain will just kind of, move the ball around and possess it so much. So one of them. Okay, so basically, you think France will probably beat Spain, but we don't know. That it'll be close. It'll be close, right?
No, I don't know. I wouldn't say.
But on the other side of the bracket, who's coming out of there?
That's tough too. Norway, England.
I would say England, Argentina. I mean, Argentina's had a cakewalk.
You think England could beat Argentina?
I think they could. Yeah.
Yeah, I would actually. I was talking to my kids today about it. Because I see so many of these English players playing in the Premier League. I'm kind of rooting for England, and I was rooting so hard for them against Mexico.
So was I. I couldn't.
And then my younger son came home, and we're watching it. And we're both like rooting so hard for England. I'm like, we're like English people here.
Yeah.
They rooted so hard for the U.S. and I was like, now we're rooting so hard for England. So I would really love to see England get through because they haven't won anything since 1966, and they lost a final in Wembley a couple of years ago in the Euros, and it's like, come on, just win something, lift the trophy for Pete's sake.
Yeah.
No, I mean it would be cool. It would be cool to see. I mean, any of these teams, it'll be nice. Again, yes, we wanted USA to win, but I never thought they were going to win. I just wanted them to be. I wanted to leave this tournament feeling positive about the U.S. And it's just been all negative now. I think everybody's like every post on Instagram and everything, all negative. All this and that, and that's what I don't like because it's kind of like we took a step back.
Yeah, but look, like the same thing, right, with Morocco, right? Like I thought Morocco was a great team and they were doing great World Cup, and they had a couple guys out today. France made them look like they didn't belong on the field.
I know. Well,
right?
It was almost like I was watching the Iraq game over again.
Yeah,
it was like the same thing. They couldn't do anything.
Yeah, and then that's what happens when you play against somebody that's, just that much better. That they make you look like silly. And I don't know why soccer. I feel like that it happens the most. I mean, basketball, the score can get out of hand, and they just give up and don't play defense and whatever. Football. Generally the games are okay, even if the team's bad. Like, okay, I know we're not going to win, but in soccer they just make you look silly. It's like it would like in football. Like if you can't stop the run and they just keep running it at you, you start to look silly. Like that happens in soccer. I feel.
So what happened with that Egypt goal? Do you think that was a bad call?
No, it was the right call.
The right call, but they just did it too late.
Yeah. Well. The ref, I don't think the ref saw the shirt pull, right?
Okay.
So I think what happened was the play started, obviously, ball was turned over, they go down, Egypt scores the goal, but then, Argentina is arguing, hey, this is what happened. You need to look at it because a goal was scored. And I think that's mandatory, right? Like when a goal's scored, they kind of look at the whole play, the whole buildup. And you can see it, right? Like the guy's pulling his shirt and, it's clear as day on the replay. So I think, unfortunately, it's the right call, but the timing in between makes it difficult. But anybody from Egypt that's complaining, like you gave up 3 goals, like let's be realistic,
Right. No, exactly. Exactly.
You're up 2-0 and you gave up 3 goals in 12 minutes. I mean, that's pretty tough.
Is that a World Cup thing, though, that they went back and looked all the way back? I don't feel like I ever see that in the Premier League.
I think it may be, Mike. I know that they said that's part of the rule, that if there's a foul that results in a scoring play, that they can go back and look at it. So I think that's what Argentina was arguing. Like, this foul happened during the scoring play, and, they went. And I think they look at the whole play anyway, for offsides and all those other things that they're looking for. So, it's a weird call, but I think it was ultimately the whistle should blow. And today with the handball, like they never showed that.
I know they never showed it.
They never showed it. Very, very strange. And the broadcasters were even talking about like, oh yeah, can't wait to see that replay. And it just never came up. It's not like football. Like, in the NFL, man, they have those guys are amazing, right? Like a play happens and they can zoom in on anything that took place in that play within like a minute, less than a minute, right? Before they come out.
Well, yeah,
on the next play.
Basketball and baseball too. Now they actually hire people to sit there,
right,
and review every single play to see if something. And
they cut up the clip that fast, which is amazing. Yeah.
That was with soccer. You just don't have the TV timeouts and all stuff like that. That you just don't have time to go do that all the time. But you still, in a certain situation, you got to do that.
Yeah, I agree. Or put it in another box or something. Like, hey, here the action's going on the left hand side, on the right hand side. Hey, here's the the replay that we're looking at for the handball. But they
this
literally never showed it.
Is this Salah's last World Cup?
Oh yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
He played pretty good though. I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
Well, I think he went out really well for the world stage, and I think now he's going to decide where he's going to play because he's left Liverpool. He's out of contract, but I thought he represented himself well, and I think he's still got a lot in the tank.
I mean, he's 30. He's 34. He could play again, like as a super sub or something.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, if he's willing to do that, I don't know what his expectations.
Maybe he'll come. Maybe he'll come over here and play. You never know.
It has
He could
come
play
up.
in the MLS.
MLS has come up. Saudi Arabia has come up. I don't think he'll go there for the money. So I think he's looking for the right fit. I mean, some older players, that are attacking players, have gone over to Italy for a season or two. So I think that's an option for him if he's willing to. I don't know that a Premier League team is going to give him what he wants, and I don't know that he wants to play for anyone else other than Liverpool. It's got a little contentious there with him and the club, but I think they finished on pretty good terms.
So another thing too for listeners, the World Cup, is this so there are a lot of people in this World Cup who are not on teams, and I did notice that when I was going through and I would look up people and see. Is this also almost like a scouting ground for a lot of these other leagues to look at players that are not affiliated to see it's worthwhile, then maybe I should get this guy and bring him over?
Oh yeah, or even players that are affiliated and they get them in transfer.
Okay.
So you see players that you normally don't see, right? So yeah, Brian. I mean, they're
Cape Verde might get Cape Verde, who has hardly anybody in any league. They might get some people.
Well, their goalkeeper, right? I think Beckham's trying to get him to.
He's amazing.
To Miami.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
He's an older guy, but yeah,
he's an older guy, but he was unreal. He was unreal.
Yeah.
No. There was a couple guys on Democratic Republic of Congo that you would think that they got to be. They were so good.
Yeah.
They have to.
Well, a lot of those players are playing, and they are playing already in big leagues. But yeah, there's probably the fourth or fifth guy down in the roster and beyond. Those guys they're all playing in smaller club teams or smaller nations that have professional soccer, and they get an opportunity to get viewed on the world stage, playing against maybe a world-class player. This guy did great against Holland, or this guy did great against Mbappe. Let's give him a chance. Let's bring him into camp. Let's get a transfer. Definitely that happens.
Yeah, and then in the 2014 World Cup, James Rodriguez had this great World Cup for Colombia, and he won the Golden Boot. He had 6 goals in 5 games, and I think he was a lesser known player. I think he was playing for Monaco at the time in the French league, and then he got a massive contract coming out of the World Cup with Real Madrid that he never fulfilled his potential there, but. That was I think the prime example of a guy whose stock went through the roof.
He didn't do that well though with Real Madrid.
No, not really. He was okay. I mean, he joined a star-studded team and he won a couple of Champions League titles there. But no, he was never able to eclipse or even meet what he did in the World Cup in 5 games. Well, 5 games in the World Cup led to this guy getting a massive contract to play for one of the biggest clubs in the world. So yeah, there are definitely opportunities.
How much of that is stylistic, Mike, right? Because you just don't see a lot of Americans, South American players, CONCACAF players just making it big time in the Premier League. Weston McKennie, Policic, they're doing it in Italy.
Italy, yeah.
Policic did well in the German, the Bundesliga. But it's like the European style is, they look at it differently. Like Mexico has great players.
Yeah.
But is one of them maybe playing over? I don't even know.
Was it because they're so short? They're very short. That's a very short team though. In size wise. No, I'm not even.
Some of those guys are pretty big. Some of those guys
are strong, very strong, and very tough.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but it's just different style. Colombia,
weather too, because there was a point in time where James Rodriguez ended up playing for Everton, and he just wasn't a fan of the weather in England. He's
yes, that's another interesting thing. Yeah, That could easily be true. It's miserable there.
Ray.
If you're going from a beautiful, like, living in Mexico near the beach or something, and then you go and it rains every day, cold, rarely ever see the sun for like weeks at a time. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, so it's miserable there when you watch those Premier League games in January, February. It's brutal. It looks brutal.
Oh, believe me, I work there, dude, every day getting up for work, and it's like miserable, rainy, gray skies, and for weeks at a time. Like I don't know how people don't. It's like it really. You understand why people get upset. Get depressed because you just don't see the sun. The sun is so important, and you take it for granted sometimes if you don't see it. No, I believe me. I know that, and it's terrible. And but if you live there, you're used to it, so it doesn't bother you. But if you're coming from someplace else, I can see that bothering you. I never really thought about that, but that's a very good point. As opposed to Italy, though, it's probably a good atmosphere to go there.
Yeah, I just did a quick search, and there's a number of players from South America that play in the Premier League.
Very few Brazilians, like Cunha.
João Pedro is on Chelsea.
Oh, there's also a big language barrier too.
Yeah, João Pedro, isn't he Portuguese? No,
is he?
I think so.
No,
every João is Portuguese.
No, he's Brazil.
Oh. The guy Cunha from Brazil plays for Manchester United.
Where's that Italian guy Vinny Jr. play?
Vinny Jr.?
Yeah.
Vinny Jr. is on Real Madrid also.
Why is he playing the Italian league? He's
and he's Brazilian.
Oh, he's Brazilian. I thought he was Italian.
It's actually Vinicius Jr.
Oh, it's not
Vinny Jr. on his jersey. Don't want to put Vinny.
He's not Vincenzo. Okay, that's it.
No, he's not Vincenzo. He's not your cousin Vinny.
Yeah, he's not my cousin Vinny. Okay. Well, I have to tell you, we still got some time left. There's still a lot of World Cup coming back. Real quick, in running out of time here, but real quick, where's LeBron going to go, Mike?
Okay, I think there's realistically just two landing spots: Miami or Cleveland. I don't know if Cleveland could.
So he's going back to a place he's already been.
Who else really wants him? To be honest with you,
can Golden State sign him or no?
Yeah, they can, but I hope they don't.
They have the money.
They have the money. Yeah, they have the money now because Draymond didn't opt in, and they got rid of
Post is gone.
Yeah, Post is gone. Right? They have enough to sign him. Yeah, they have enough to sign him.
How much can they pay him? Do you know?
Well,
$15 million. He wants $15 million, and they could do that.
I thought he said he would take the minimum. Isn't that the minimum?
No. Well, he wanted $15 million. Whatever it is, they needed to free up $15 million. They did that. It's the thing is, he told me he said that he would come if they bring over Anthony Davis, and now Anthony Davis, Washington won't give him up. So they offered before Post got signed, they offered a trade with Post and somebody else, and it didn't work.
But anybody that listens to LeBron about building a roster is out of their mind.
I know. I know. When I heard that, I'm like, oh my goodness, my two most hated players are going to come on the Warriors. Like I just can't. I couldn't even see myself rooting for them. It would be so hard to do. It would be so hard to root for them. I just that doesn't make it fun. That's like when the Yankees had Clemens and Boggs. It really bothered me, even though I did root for them. It really bothered me that they were on the Yankees.
I don't think he'll go to Philadelphia, but that would be intriguing. They would have a crazy 5 starters if he went there.
Yeah, I just can't see him and Embiid getting along.
All right, so here you go. I just ran this really quickly. The Sixers can only offer him the veteran minimum contract, which is $3.9 million. I don't think he's going to play for $3.9 million. No. I just don't. Yeah. The Warriors can offer him $15 million. The Heat can offer him $11.5 to $12 million, and the Cavaliers can only offer him $3.9. I think if he went to Cleveland, it would be a cool full circle moment for him to finish it where it started. So that's the reason I think the Cavs, but I don't think the money works. So I think it
Would they give him a piece of the team? Can they do that?
I don't. Well, you can't do it as part of the deal, but
Right.
you can kind of have a closed door meeting and say we're going to be a part of the team, and then he retires and is like, hey, guess what? LeBron's buying the team, because that would be a cool full circle moment, and they're good enough to compete.
Do you think he wants to live in Cleveland, though? I mean, he lived in L.A., Miami.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, like would he want to
tough.
go back to where it's cold? I just wonder if he'd want to finish it where it started. You know, Minnesota's a team that's been mentioned. They can only.
He could probably force Cleveland to take Bronny too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. They won't even have to pay him. Just put him on the team. Hey,
what's his next son? Is his next son graduating soon?
He's actually he was a redshirt at Arizona this past year.
So you think Bronny's part of the deal, and also, so is Giannis going to have his brothers come over too? Is that I heard that they're working on that right now. Both brothers are going to go to Miami.
I would be surprised if Pat Riley did that.
No,
well, I heard from what I hear they're working on it. It was even on the NBA station. They said that they're working on it, but I mean, I just can't. They're both terrible.
Is his goal? Is LeBron? LeBron never comes out and says anything? I feel like of substance. His agent does, but I don't want to listen to what his agent says. Does LeBron want to keep playing because he's chasing a ring? Is that what he wants now? Just wants to win a title?
I mean, he's not going to do that in Cleveland. I don't think.
Well, how many titles has he won? How many titles has he won?
4.
Yeah, he's not going to get 6. He's not going to catch Jordan. So what is he trying to catch?
Why is he still playing? Like, what does he have to prove? Who's he chasing here? I don't get it. I
just think once you're done, you can't make the decision to come back. You know, so it's probably hard to say you're done.
See, that's why I thought he wanted to go play with Steph, because believe it or not, they become good friends, which I'm still shocks me, but they become very good friends over the last couple of years. I think after the Olympics, I think they realized that they're more alike than they realized, and I thought that that's why he wanted to go play with the Warriors. But then when the whole AD thing came in, and I'm like, okay, what are you doing? Why are you bringing this guy over here? They don't need him. He's going to be injured all the time. He's never. I mean, has he ever gone a whole? I don't even know. Has he ever gone a whole season without getting injured in some capacity? But he always seems to be. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
I think Steph's in the same boat at this point, right?
Yeah, I know.
You know, like I think if he thinks if I go there, I get hurt, Steph's going to get hurt, Draymond will be out. You know.
Yeah, I'm kind of I'm iffy on Draymond anymore. I just last year was. The game is the game, and sometimes if you can't back it up by your play, you shouldn't be doing that. And I think he's not as good anymore. I really don't think he is.
Yeah, then he's going to sit there and just mock other players like Jalen Brunson, Draymond.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, great episode. We will see you guys next week. We'll probably at least do one more World Cup episode, because it's going to get really hot and heavy next. When's the final?
Week from Sunday. Yeah, week from Sunday.
MetLife.
Right? Yeah.
What's the get-in price? 10,000?
10,000 to get in.
10,000?
Amazing.
I think that's what I saw.
That is crazy.
That's amazing.
We won't be there.
And still 150 or 175 for parking.
No.
Which is amazing.
Oh no, it says they're dropping.
They're dropping?
Prices are dropping, yeah.
I wonder why.
Interesting.
World Cup match 102. Oh no, that's a semifinal. That's not at World Cup. Oh, 8,526 to get in.
Yeah, that's a
bargain. Let's go.
It's a bargain. Yeah, it's a bargain.
All the other tickets are get-in prices are still like $1,500 or more.
But so okay. But before we close, the event itself is pretty awesome. The fact that it might not ever come here again, ever in our lifetime, is pretty awesome. If we want to go to another World Cup, we have to travel. But so that allows me to justify the cost. I mean, we had expensive as heck tickets. I know we did, but I'm justified because one, I had a wonderful time. Two, it was such a cool event, and it was just an amazing thing that I'm always going to remember. So, to me, sometimes it's fine, but can I justify $8,000? I couldn't do that.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, it's like Super Bowl money. You know.
I don't know what you've ever paid. What was the most you ever paid for a Nick ticket? I mean, like I would say, like there are certain things that, hey, you want to be there, and you want to take the opportunity. And again, you might not ever have that opportunity again, so you got to do it. But 8,000, that's a little bit too much. Now, if France is there, and I was a big French fan, and that was my only time I'm ever going to see them, and that's the only opportunity to see them live, you could maybe justify it, but I still can't justify that price.
You think that guy that was in our box that night's going to be there, Brian?
I maybe. I don't know. I know the Irish guy's not. I know.
Yeah. I think the Asian guy will be there.
He probably will be. He's
from Queens.
He's
Queens.
Close. You know? Maybe he'll go. You know, who knows? Who knows? He seems to have a lot of excess money. I don't know what he does for a living, but he obviously makes money.
Yeah.
He's all by himself in a box. That's interesting too.
I can't believe you didn't ask him, Brian, what he does for a living and all that.
Because his English was terrible.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Yeah, so we
nice
bad enough that we got. Well, at least we got out of him. And he went to Geno's, but that was anyway. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Great episode, guys. Have a great week.
See you.
Good night.
She's so bad.
This is Tom Carvel. Thank you for listening to 3 the Hard Way Sports Podcast. Remember to get a Fudgy the Whale or Cookie Puss for the next time you're sitting down to watch the big game.
You're really there.